All right, let's talk about getting your real estate license in California. It might seem like a maze, but don't worry, we're going to break it all down for you. From how to get that license in your hand to how to keep it and who all the key players are. So let's jump right in.
So, are you ready to jump into the California real estate world? I mean, a license is basically your golden ticket to one of the most exciting, fast-paced markets on the planet. And we're going to show you exactly how to get it. Let's do this.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to meet the gatekeeper. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of earning your license and, just as important, keeping it. After that, we'll talk about the rules of the game and the support systems out there to help you out.
All right, first things first, every industry has a referee, right? Well, in California real estate, that's the Department of Real Estate. You'll hear everyone call it the DRE.
So the DRE is the big boss, and it's run by the real estate commissioner. They're the ones who set all the rules for the entire industry. Basically, if you're going to be helping people buy or sell a home, you are playing in their sandbox, so you absolutely have to know their rules.
Now, you might be wondering, where do they get all this power? Well, it actually comes from something in the state constitution called police power. And no, it's not about cops and robbers. It's the state's basic right to make rules to protect the public's health, safety, and well-being. So at the end of the day, their number one job is to protect the public.
Okay, so now you know who's in charge. The big question is, how do you actually get in the game? Think of this next part as your personal treasure map for getting that license.
It really just breaks down into 3 main steps. That's it. It's totally doable. You just got to take it one step at a time.
Let's look at the checklist for a salesperson license. You got to be at least 18 and legally present in the U.S. Simple enough. Then there's this honesty and truthfulness requirement. What that really means is a background check. You know, the state wants to make sure the people handling these massive financial deals are trustworthy. Makes sense, right? Then you'll need to complete 3 college-level courses. And finally, you have to pass the big one, the 150-question state exam.
So you passed the test, you got your license, congratulations. That is a huge deal. But, that's really just the start of the journey. Now you got to keep it. So let's talk about what you need to do to keep that license active.
Basically, it works on a 4-year cycle. Every 4 years, it's time to renew. It's kind of like the state's way of having you check in and show that you're still on top of your game.
And to do that, you need to remember one key number, 45. That's it, 45 hours of continuing education. You need to get those done within that 4-year window before you can renew.
So what are these 45 hours all about? Well, you can't just take any old class. It's broken down. 9 of those hours are mandatory survey courses. We're talking the really important stuff like ethics, fair housing, trust funds, the fundamentals. Then you've got 18 hours that have to be focused specifically on consumer protection. And the last 18 hours are electives. It's all designed to make sure you stay sharp and, most importantly, that your clients are in good hands.
Okay, let's get serious for a minute. Having a real estate license is a big responsibility. You're handling people's largest financial assets. So, as you can imagine, there are some very strict rules. And if you break them, well, there are consequences. Let's get into what that looks like. Remember that real estate commissioner we talked about earlier? Well, this is where they really step in. They have the power to investigate any licensee anytime to make sure the law is being followed. If things go really wrong and an investigation finds a major violation, your license can be revoked. This is the big one. It means your license is taken away permanently. You're out of the business and you can't even apply to get it back for at least a year.
A step down from that, but still super serious, is having your license suspended. Think of it like being put in the penalty box. Your license is taken away, but just for a temporary period.
And then there's what's called a restricted license. This is pretty much like being on probation. You can still practice real estate, but the DRE puts a bunch of limitations on what you can do. It's their way of giving you a chance to prove you can follow the rules.
Okay, enough with the doom and gloom. It's not all just about rules and penalties. The system also has some really important support systems built in, both for you as an agent and for the public. You ever pay a fee and wonder, where does this money actually go? Well, when it comes to your license fee, here's the breakdown. The vast majority, 80%, just keeps the lights on at the DRE. But that other 20% is really interesting. It goes into 2 special funds that are super important for the industry. So 12% goes into something called the Recovery Fund. And this is a huge deal. It's a safety net for the public. If a consumer loses money because of a dishonest agent, this fund can actually pay them back. It's a massive part of why people can trust the real estate profession. And beyond the official state stuff, there are also professional associations you can join. Think of them like guilds for real estate agents. You've probably heard of the California Association of Realtors, but there are others too. These groups are fantastic for networking, more education, and just having a community of people who get what you do.
So there you have it. We've walked through the whole journey, from what it takes to get licensed to how you keep it and what happens when rules are broken. The whole system is set up to help you succeed while protecting the public. So now, the real question is, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to build your career and make a positive impact?